Oh my gosh, Xbox is really cooked this time. I mean, we just got rumors that they are canceling the next generation console. They're not even gonna make a next Xbox? Whoo, dang, that's gonna make a lot of people upset. Well, welcome back to Frog Boy X1 Gaming and Tech Reviews. I'm Andrew and I'm gonna give you my take on this situation as it unfolds. I was over on X today, started seeing this. The little lambs are bleeding really bad about this right now. You got Colt Eastwood making a video and legit apologizing at the end for convincing you to buy an Xbox. So guys, is it doom and gloom for Xbox? Well, there's a few ways to look at this. As you know, I've already gone over to PC. I quit paying for Game Pass about a year ago, and now we just had a price hike for Xbox Game Pass up to $30 a month to be able to do that, as well as the consoles are already up to $650. So this is my take on it. Whether you like it or not, I'm not against Xbox. I'm not against them, what they've done. I do think that $30 just kind of makes it a little bit harder for those less fortunate gamers to be able to afford to pay for Game Pass. They still do have options, at lower tiers for people at $9.99, $15.99, and $30 now for like different Game Pass tiers. They come with different assortments of, features and exclusives and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not all bad. I mean, technically, Game Pass, even at $30, is still the best value that you're going to get when it comes to being able to get brand new games day and date on the launch. $30 is really a small cost, and I would encourage you to only subscribe now when there's a game you actually want to play. I think that would be more beneficial than just keeping a concurrent. And unless you're playing a lot of those games and getting a massive amount of value out of that, I would only subscribe when there's a game that you actually really want to play, or if the Fortnite crew thing is something that interests you and you're already paying for that. Maybe you want access to like the Ubisoft games or the EA Play games. Then go ahead and sign up for that. That does add a lot of value to that overall package, and essentially basically makes it like it's all you really need. I mean, you could play a lot of games on Game Pass, so it's still a value. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not trying to take that away from Xbox because I still believe in it. I just don't have any use for it at this point. If I did, I would keep buying it. If they would have done the family thing at $30 and added that in there, I would have been like, absolutely, man. If I could add like the 3 Xboxes that I got here onto that, no problem. I would have been like, yep, absolutely. Still an incredible value. Buy that. Keep it going. But if it's just one per freaking family member, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a lot of money for that. It is a lot of money, but then again, it's not. So let's talk about this whole thing, like Xbox potentially not making another console. Well, guys, I've been saying this for a while. Most of the console gamers are about my age. Would I buy one if one came out? Absolutely. I still would buy an Xbox console if it came out. And as I think a lot of gamers would, my age, but there gets to be a point where Xbox kind of has to look at they have to look at the base or foundation of what can we do to bring more people into this so that we can continue to make this platform and widen the base. And as it sits right now, console sales for younger generations, like people that are, like the youngsters and the teens right now, they are just not interested in console gaming like we were when we were younger. And that's fine. That's fine. There's always going to be different ways of delivery for that. And what Xbox is doing right now is trying to tap into that wider install base of other different types of hardware by bringing their games to those platforms. And it's a must. Like it's not even like, oh, Xbox should be holding that to make exclusives. They can't. They literally, with what they've paid for those studios like Call of Duty and Bethesda and all of this, they can't afford to not have a bigger install base to try to monetize those items. They just can't do that, especially with Game Pass. I'm not making excuses for them. It just doesn't make logical sense. I mean, they look at all the people that Xbox laid off in just the last couple of years. There's no way that they are going to give you everything for free. So if they were to make another console, they would have to, like Cole Eastwood said, yeah, $1,000 console minimum. Yeah, that's what you're looking at, because they're trying to monetize us. And to monetize us, older gamers like myself, I just got done building this. This is a $6,000 PC. To monetize gamers like me, we're not going to keep putting up with 864p. We've got a 4K nice TV, a nice OLED TV that we bought for our consoles because we want that 4K. So either Xbox has to deliver a system powerful enough to power that at a price that console gaming just, it's not the same anymore. Console gaming is no longer that $300 box you set under your TV that gives you that gaming experience. Like, it could be 1080p. Like, if you were still rocking 1080p, yeah, absolutely. These systems are not great at 1080p, and they could keep doing that. But we're talking about 4K. Like, you need something like this to run newer games at 4K. You need at least, I would say 9070 XT, 5070 Ti to get a comfortable 4K gaming experience to where you're still using upscaling and all of that, but it looks good and it plays really good at 4K using the features. Whereas with the console, man, you're kind of tapped out. I mean, PlayStation 5 Pro does pretty good. I'm actually playing Ghost of Yotei right now, and it's decent. Like, it's decent. It's not a horrible experience, to be completely fair. But at the same time, if you want Xbox to continue making consoles, the prices are going to have to go up for those, and that's non-negotiable. Like, they cannot. They really can't afford to take a loss on the hardware because it is getting more expensive. You've got TSMC trying to charge $30,000 for a wafer. You got Samsung saying, hey, we're going to undercut them, by 33%. But still, the fact of the matter is these wafers are getting more expensive. And yes, they could build on like 4 nanometer, 5 nanometer, or whatever. They could build a console with that and give it enough power, but it's going to be so far generational behind that how do they do that? How do they build a console that can produce the power that we want and need, also while making it next gen? Because this right here, 5090 build, is essentially this generation. How do they top that in terms of at least at least in terms of new technology, so that it's not way behind like Switch 2, man. Switch 2 is way behind when it comes to technology. But if Xbox and PlayStation build these new consoles out, I feel like if they're gonna try to do this, they need. It's a really crazy situation that hardware makers for the console side find themselves in right now. I mean, you look at Xbox Ally, Asus Xbox Ally, KX. This thing is $1,000. Essentially a full-on PC, gives you that full-on PC experience. But people are still hesitant to buy that. Why? Because it's a handheld, first of all. Second of all, there's no actual native games that are being built for this. You cannot go back and play your old games without streaming them or downloading the PC version of them. So it pretty much puts that in an interesting category to where, yes, it is essentially worth the investment for what it is, but at the same time, it's not that Xbox experience that everybody wants. And for them to go OEM or something like that, you look at something like the Asus Nook, okay? They have a 5080 model out, which is essentially, I think it was a couple $1,000. It's a couple $1,000, but it's got that console form factor. And 5080, it's essentially like, it is discrete hardware. So you look at stuff like that and you try to gauge where does Xbox and PlayStation cut corners to deliver something good enough to give you a console experience while at the same time not being super expensive. That's just not. There's a very fine line these guys have got to find if they want to continue to keep the console gamers that just want that plug and play experience, versus giving them you know, and still opening up their ecosystems, like their games to PC and all of that stuff. It's madness. It's madness, because it's just a lot more development cycle that they got to do to build for this console, this locked console, versus building for PC too. And I don't know, guys. I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't think that it's really sustainable anymore for Xbox and PlayStation to keep making these consoles, unless they're going to go back to just building a console that just plays games at 1080p. And I know that's not what you want to hear, but 4K is pretty tough to run. And the more you try to push pixels plus new visual experiences, it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And ray tracing, I mean, ray tracing brings my 5090 to a freaking 30 FPS experience on some games. And wow, could you imagine that with a console? A console is never going to be as powerful as a PC. Like, it's just the form factor that they build these on APUs. It's still, I mean, like Strix Halo is pretty badass. It's like a 4070 super-ish experience, which is pretty good. Like, that's pretty damn good. But then when you look at that, like, we're just barely getting to APU that can rival desktop 4070. You know what I mean? Like, that right there. I mean, we need to get to like 5090 level for an APU to be able to really like deliver that 4K experience for that console, for a console experience. It's crazy right now where we're at. But yeah, dude, if this actually happens and Xbox goes third party, I mean, I've been saying for a while, they do need to continue making hardware. If PlayStation's making hardware, Xbox needs to make hardware. They need to supply these products to their fan base. They have to. If they don't, they're just going to lose them to the void. Think about it. I've been gaming on PC now for 4 years. I started this channel as an Xbox fan, you know, the PlayStation, whatever. I'm now on PC, and I no longer need Game Pass. I'm no longer super excited for Xbox first party games when they launch. I mean, I buy them, but now they're just more like, okay, well, is it on Steam? Whatever, you know, it's a new game, it's on Steam. Like, in my mind, Xbox has already moved over to third-party publisher. They're no longer that platform, and I don't necessarily see them as the number one platform on PC. I see them more as a Ubisoft launcher, EA launcher. Steam is, and this is what everybody feels like. Steam is the main like platform for PC, and everything else is just a secondary launcher at this point, you know. And Xbox is kind of the only reason why Xbox fell from like me seeing PC as an Xbox is because of the fact that, like, if I buy games on the Xbox store, yeah, I get Play Anywhere. But Steam always seems to get updates faster. They always get updates faster. And as a content creator, I kind of need that so that I can cover the game when it happens. And so, yeah, dude, Xbox is in a very, very interesting place right now. Do they continue to build hardware? I mean, even Colt said this. Maybe they've sold, what, 40, 50 million this generation. Next generation, they go down to 20 million or whatever, 25 million. There really is no way for them to monetize that unless they sell it for over $1,000. So we're still, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, if they decide to cancel hardware, that's fine. But if they leave it over to, I don't know if I 100% agree with Colt's sentiment. Like, there might not be good enough name brand. There is good enough name recognition with Xbox, but at the same time, like, slapping the badge on there is just going to encourage companies to charge more money. And let's face it, gaming is getting to have like that kind of, it used to be affordable for everybody, but now it's more along the lines of like you got to pay to play. Like it's a full-blown hobby that you're going to spend more money on. Yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. I think that the future for gaming is starting to look a little bit shaky. You got EA selling out to freaking Saudi Arabia now. Yeah, dude, like this is crazy. This is wild. So, all right, guys, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. If Xbox does eventually stop making hardware, it's not the end of the world. But, you know, the streaming future is definitely there. I could see those chips being repurposed for more hardware, you know, like different types of hardware, maybe handheld or console form factor type things, which is fine. So at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to see what happens. Stay in the here and now, enjoy your Xbox, enjoy your PlayStation, whatever you have right now, just enjoy it for the rest of this generation, and then you'll know. And then you'll know exactly what to buy. And we'll be welcoming you to PC with open arms. See you guys. Have a good day.